Hi, I'm Tim and this is Timberway Designs. I run a series of videos here where I make cabochons out of rocks that I find or purchase. This week we got a piece of blue lace agate. Let's make a cabochon. So here's the cabochon for this week, a piece of blue lace agate. Now this piece was a little bigger. I've already made a cabochon out of it, but I have not done it for this series yet. So I'm going to make you can see I paid $5 for it. Well, actually it wasn't $5. It was in a bargain bin, so I picked it out of there. Somebody scrapped, but it's big enough for me to make a cab out of. So blue lace agate, mows run about 6.5 to 7, so it's a hard rock. It's very pretty. The cab I made out of it previously was just beautiful. So this is going to be the show side. We'll get this side wet so you can see what it, well, actually we'll get the show side wet. Yeah. It shined really good. I love the pattern on it. So I'll get it dried off here. Okay, what I'm going to do, we got a barrel cut here. Fit this scrap nicely. I think I'll orient it like that. Let's see. Here, I'm going to do the big one. Well, maybe not. I'm getting too close to the edges. We're going to do this one here instead. So, right about there, I'm thinking. Come on, marker. There we go. Use my ultra fine Sharpie here. Yeah, there we go. So we'll take this down, and I'm just going to go, well, I might run it on the trim saw and cut this piece off here. And then we'll take it over to the cabber and we'll grind it down to the lines and get a dop stick on it, and then we'll make a cabochon out of it. Okay, we're on my 5-inch high-tech trim saw. We're going to take this, I'm just going to cut this edge off here. You can certainly tell this is an agate. That's all the closer I'm going to get. I'll take it over in the cabber and grind down to the lines. We moved over to the Kingley North 6-inch cabber, and I'm going to grind down to the lines of the get the shape here. And then once I get that done, we're going to run it over and put a dop stick on it. So I'll start on the 80 grit, then move over to the 220, and then hit it up with the 280 grit. So let's start grinding. I think it'd help if I plug my water in, huh? Okay, here we go. Okay, that's all the closer I'm going to get on that. You got to be careful with the harder stones because you can get what's called conchoidal fracturing, and it'll start chipping off. Even though you're grinding on this side here on the edge, it'll start chipping in that way. And you could end up with a bunch of little chips on your line. You don't want that. You want a nice smooth finish at the end. So I'm going to move on to the 220 grit here. Okay, let's remember now this cut here has got some slight radiuses on it, so when you're grinding down the line, keep moving the cab back and forth, because if you stop, you're going to put a flat spot in there, and believe me, they're really hard to get out. Okay, got it down to the line there with the 220 grit. Now we're going to move over to 280 grit. Okay, when I'm on the 280 grit, this is when I take the opportunity to round these corners off a little bit so they're not so sharp. I mean, I don't mash it and try to purposely grind a corner down. I get it as I'm rotating the stone through, and just roll the stone over the wheel like that, and it'll get your corner. You don't want to round it. You want to kind of maintain the shape, but you don't want them sharp either. So, yeah, I'm liking that. So I'm going to fire up the dot pot, and we'll get it on a stick, and then we'll make a cabochon out of it. We're all dopped up here. So what I'm going to do is grab something to point with. So I'm going to start on this upper corner right here, this edge. I'm going to grind down till I get about a 1/8 inch to 2 millimeters, a flat spot I want along the bottom. That's called the girdle, and I want to maintain that. So I'm going to get that all the way around the bottom there, driving in this angle here. Once I establish that, and then I'm going to work up to the next angle and work my way to the center of the cab. And then after that's done, then we'll start putting a dome on it. So we'll start with the 80 grit, and then we'll move over to 220, and then the 280 grit, and then on to the polishing side. Okay, I think I like that. So on these lighter colored stones, it's really hard to see when you're getting down to the bottom of your, or top of your girdle there. So you got to kind of keep showing it in the light and look for the edge, so you don't go all the way down to the bottom, or you get it the right thickness. So now I'm going to take and grind this edge up here and work my way towards the center. Now stay away from the girdle. You've established that now. You don't want to touch that anymore. And so now work your way to the center of the stone. Okay, that didn't take too long. So when you're doing that, don't put a lot of pressure on it, because this stuff disappears pretty quick, because you're not grinding a lot off here, just to round this over. So now you can see this is the girdle, this is the first flat, this is the second flat, and now I got my top. Now you could keep trying to grind the angles in this and work all the way to make the flat spot disappear, but right now I'm far enough along where I can start doming it and I can make that disappear without grinding the angles off anymore. Okay, you can still see a little flat spot right there. So I'm kind of working that over, and when I'm putting a dome in it, I'm starting at the top of the girdle and then just kind of rolling it to that girdle, and I flip it and stop at the top of the girdle and just roll it back and forth like that. That way you'll keep your dome symmetric. For my flat spot. Okay, the flat spot's gone. I'm liking the shape. Let's see. I think I'm going to touch it up just a little bit, and then we're going to move on to 220 grit. So what I mean by touching it up is when I'm doming it, I'm not trying to go right on top of the girdle. I'll probably stop just a little short. So you get a little tiny flat spot right here, and right here. So I just kind of roll it in and get rid of that, because you want it you don't want any ridges in this when you bring it over to the 220 grit. Okay, I'm liking that so far. We're going to move on to the 280 grit. Okay, I'm liking that. Let's move over to the polishing side now. All right, we're over here on the polishing side. You got 600, 1200, 3000, and then a cerium oxide disc over here. So let's start on 600. Looking good. Let's move over to the 1200 here. Okay, 3000, here we come. Okay, I am really curious what we got here for a shine. Let's dry it off a little bit. Pant leg here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to run it over on the cerium oxide and see if we can make this even shinier. Okay, we're on the cerium oxide. Turn the water on, got my splash guard in place. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Curious, I hope you are too. There's a shine on the cerium oxide. So I'm going to take this cab and throw it in the freezer so I can get the stick off of it and the wax. And then we'll keep it in focus here. And then we'll zoom in on it, take a closer look at it. Well, I'm batting 1,000 on getting the cabochons off of the dop stick. That thing just came right off, and they've been sticking on pretty good here lately. I haven't had too many break offs downstairs. So, got a really, really awesome looking blue lace cabochon here. Let's bring the camera around. We'll take a really close look at this. So here's a much anticipated blue lace agate. Look at that. That's like, to me, it's like looking at a piece of blue lace. This stuff is just, I mean, I don't know. There ain't much to it, but it's just so pretty. And I only had 2 little pieces, or 1 little chunk, and I'm going to have to see if I can find some more of this in the rough, because now I got a big slab saw and I can slab this stuff up if I can find a big chunk of it. But man, I'm impressed. The shine is just gorgeous on this thing. The pattern, I can't say enough about that. And here's the back. There's the front. Now, when I was making it, I got a little too close on the corner here, so I had to go back and cut that corner off a little bit. But I think the shape's still okay. I don't think it's a bad thing. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So this will be for sale on the Etsy page. Probably won't be on for a while if it makes it there. I got other people that kind of like to come in and scoop up my cabochons as I make them, neighbors, friends, relatives. But if it don't make it, I'll be making more of these if I can find some rough material, even if I got to order it. So yeah, quite impressed. Yeah, it's so see-through. You know, if I put my fingers on there, you can see right through it. So there it is, blue lace cabochon. So I hope you enjoyed watching me take this and make this. Well, I didn't have any extra. I used it all up on this. I'm hoping to find some more of this stuff in the rough. The cabochon I made is just awesome. So I'd like to thank the subscribers out there coming back and watching the content. It's awesome. The numbers keep going up, and I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. Click down below. It's free, and then slide over, give me a thumbs up. It gets the analytics out there so more people can find this content. And you can press on the bell button. That'll get you, let you know when I'm putting out more content. And then you can share it with friends, family, or people that don't like rocks, that you can turn them. And then there's a hype thing on the mobile devices. You just go down below the video, and there's these little rounded squares, and you just slip over to the left, and you'll see hype, and press that. And that kind of, if you hype my video, it gets more analytics out there, so more people can find it. It's for small YouTube channels. And then appreciate all the viewers out there, not just the subscribers. You know, I appreciate everybody coming in and watching the content. I like making it. So I think that's all I got, except for next week. I got a piece of Dalmatian jasper, and we're going to make a cabochon out of this. So come around and check that out. So with that being said, that's all I got, and I'll catch you later. Oh, and I'm going to have some videos up in the corners here. YouTube will do this one, I'll do this one. So click on them and kind of get into the mix there if you haven't seen all my videos. So that's all I got, and I'll catch you later.